Ete for another form you akwa baba Alpha OneTV message so unya subscribe to Alpha OneTV. Message so be subscribe no like no share. No turn on notification bell no so be update bia be no. On sabe to me aka na make I say comment section once you there. Message so be leave comment no be bia akoso one. Nene ensema ebobo ani unya na more ye say a year by election ebekɔ so wɔ Akwatia no ene NPP for bu afuye say edie benti na Mensah maame no anwene omo ho na omo nipa eye eneskumi ewu ye na se oto ananam wonse do omo nyanya na aye mpo na maame no pere no ho ntentem hye date yere beye by election for Akwatia honum na me say maame no Mensah hye date by election ebekɔ so na nsɛm na NPP for the atudwa omo ka against the Mensah maame no or pay favor of NDC ana enso oboa mo menko ne kotie nsɛm a ɔde tudwa ne ba de aka bia no yɛmfa nka memo da bia da me kotie bra.
To start with, I mean, before we even come to the letter that the party released today announcing timelines, ahead of your primaries, let's take a few steps back to when the December elections concluded. We know that the NDC candidate in the 2024 elections for the Akwatia constituency sent the matter to court, doubting or raising issues with the validity of the election results, which made Ernest Kumi the candidate, the MP elect for the constituency. So, what is the latest regarding the court case? We know that it was an interim injunction and then it became a contempt case. What can you tell us regarding how far that has traveled?
Very well. The last time we were in court was at the Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court vacated the injunction and the contempt case against the late Ernest Kumi. But they referred him to go back to continue the election petition. We had filed election petition against the declaration at Kufridwa High Court. I mean, so we were continuing the case over there. Unfortunately, he lost his life. May his soul rest in perfect peace. I mean, nobody wish death for our opponent. We want everybody to be alive so that we can continue joining to see how best we build a country together. Albert, we are social democrats and they are the capitalist-oriented group. Well, that is how life is. Unfortunately, he passed on. So his death has made the case moot. I mean, it has rendered the whole issue moot. That means completely there's no case again. Well, we're pursuing him because we realize that the NPP, in concert with EC, rigged the election for the Akwatia thing. They rigged the election. We have all the evidence. In fact, we gathered all the evidence, and they did that ostensibly. In fact, initially, we were declared winners at the collation center in Akwatia itself. But when the NPP realized that they were not getting their way through that process, they quickly ran away from the place with the EC to Tesano. You remember the episode at Tesano where we're at loggerhead with them, and they quickly ran there, brought another person, a different person altogether, who was not the returning officer, and one of the EC guys who styled himself as a deputy returning officer, declared NSP as the winner at the Tesano police station.
Right.
It was complete illegality, and I can tell you how they rigged the election with figures here.
So should it be our understanding, Tango Computer, that the NDC will take formal steps to withdraw the case from court? That is because you're saying that following the demise of Ernest Kumi, the issue has become moot.
Yes, of course. I mean, naturally, it's gone, and then we will take steps to just withdraw it because it's gone. I mean, it's not an issue we'll pursue at all.
Right.
That's an issue that we will put it behind us and then go in strongly, work hard to make sure that we reclaim our seat, because we actually won the seat, and we are sure of winning the seat once again this time around. And then we have it. All the areas that they rigged the election, in the polling stations where they rigged it, we have the figures, we have all the evidence.
Right.
And I can assure you they won't have that luxury this time to do that what they did in 2024.
We know that your candidate in the last election, Henry Boakye-Adom, was the one that actually, through the blessings of the party, took the case to court. Why would the party want to hold primaries when you already have a candidate from the last elections? Is there any reasoning behind that?
Well, this was a decision taken by the Functional Executive Committee, and it was confirmed at the NEC level. The Functional Executive Committee takes decision in between National Executive Committee and Congress. So this has a blessing of the leadership of the party, and that's why we've been mute about it until the General Secretary issued his statement. Clearly, we've realized that this is a fresh election altogether, and therefore the reasoning of leadership is that let's give everybody the opportunity, because it's a fresh election, and we think that if somebody is interested in coming in, why not? I mean, the person can come and test his strength. We are using the same delegates. We are not bringing it any new delegates. The same delegates list that was used for the primaries in the last time, although that one we didn't hold any competitive primaries. There was understanding, and then they allowed our candidates to go solo. Well, it's possible the nomination that we are opening, others might feel that, well, why not allow him to go again? I mean, we just want to be democratic. I mean, we don't want to force anybody on the people of Akwatia. That is why we are going this route. We read it. The nomination will be open on Monday. And then we are very sure that, well, let's see what happens. You know, we are democratic. It's a social democracy. It's a party that respects everybody's rights to contest. And then so that is the reasoning behind that.
Right. And Mr. Tanko Computer, we also know that the Electoral Commission has not formally even been notified by Parliament, and they've also not come out with a date as to when a by-election will or could be held. Why is the NDC in a hurry? Or why would you want to, go ahead of the EC and Parliament for that matter?
Interestingly enough, today there was an IPAC meeting today to discuss Akwatia. That means that the Electoral Commission has received official notification. I mean, without it, they wouldn't have invited us for IPAC meeting. My colleague, Deputy, who is currently at the helm of affairs, Madi Jibril, and then Loyata represented us at the IPAC. The NPP also came in there, and other political parties were there at the IPAC meeting, and it was discussed dispassionately. The Electoral Commission gave us timelines. They gave us 5th to 7th for filing of nomination, 5th to 7th August, filing of nominations, and elections will be held on 2nd September. This is the timetable they gave us at the IPAC today. Wow. My colleagues were there, and then they reported to us. I mean, so we are not jumping the gun. We're just following the discussion at IPAC today, and then the timetable as given to us by the Electoral Commission. So we are not jumping. We are not jumping the gun. We are law-abiding people. We took cue from the Electoral Commission for haven't given us this indication. It means they have received a formal notification. I'm sure if they hadn't received a formal notification, I don't think they would have announced this timetable that. Right. From 5th August to 7th August, that is about 2 days, they will receive nominations for Akwatia by-elections, and then they will hold the election on the 2nd of September. That means they have received a notification from Parliament. I'm very sure of that.
Certainly, and thank you for also letting us know about this, that the EC has met with the parties and said that nominations for the Akwatia by-election will be opened between the 5th and 7th August, and then the by-election itself will be held on the 2nd of September. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Now, let's look at the conversation from, maybe a moral perspective, which is that why is the NDC wanting to contest when, sadly, your opponent has died, the party is still mourning, they've not even buried the individual in question, Ernest Kumi, but the NDC is eager. With all the majority you already have in Parliament, you're still looking to get more. Why is that?
Well, we share their grief. I mean, we are all human, we are all mortals. We share their grief. And then That's why initially in my opening remarks, I said we don't wish anybody dead. I mean, in this country, a beautiful country of Ghana, we want everybody to be alive, but nature must take its own course. Naturally, when it happened like that, I mean, of course, governance must continue. We can't ground the country because we've lost our dear one. Governance will continue. The people of Akwatia will need representation, and it's constitutional. As soon as Electoral Commission receive such notification, they cannot say they won't conduct an election to get a representation for the good people of Akwatia. The risk being dragged to court over that. I mean, so despite the loss of our beloved former MP, I mean, we still have to go and get an MP to represent the good people of Akwatia. And let me put it on record. The NDC, by our numbers, Ghanaians have massive confidence in them. That's why they are giving us these numbers. They know we can manage, and they have seen evidence. They've seen evidence of our management. That is why they gave us this Blekumanov. Look at the way we turned the tide against the NPP and won the Blekumanov. They are seeing the good works of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. The confidence level is there. The people are leaving testimonies to it. And so they want peace of mind for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to continue to give them the goodies. I'm sure yesterday you just heard the budget as presented. And I can tell you, I've met a cross-section of Ghanaians here in London, and they are full of praise for John Dramani Mahama, the way he's handling the economy. They are feeling it even here. And they are saying that they wish that they could come back to support Ghana, because what is going on in the country now is unprecedented.
Look at what is happening. NDC, NPP for just say, DJ Mensah ho ye because they just say, susu da. Say, DJ Mensah, abra, or how ne amaniwe atu omono. Amaniwe atu omo. Just say, omunipa ewuo no. Na ayie kura omonyeye no. DJ Mensah afa so announce a data by election Akwatia no beba so the NPP for who say Mensah no maame no o pe favor bi ewo NDC ho no they say omodwen say Mensah afa kuntina sibi nneoma bi to favor NDC. Na NDC for nso so de agya abetom abenkwan omu be di ne yapo efunu bi eni ho wadi bem okurum ada because na previously ne omokra NDC for de Akwatia election no court chese NPP for ewia wo mu abra abato no ekoso no omu nipa omode ne buy present wa Akwatia no omu hu say guy no empuli more vote to omuko find nipa foforo. How will you know this? Man be represent abra na obiani no enso sorry say nipa eba be winning ewo Akwatia honom. In the NDC for no with the evidence show say some na to Akwatia honom. NPP for ewia abanimu ana election yi omode win wo Akwatia honom. And by now they talk say they will get more in parliament, and unfortunately omunipa na MPP for do omoko yewura kumi eneskumi fofia antoacha na adware bam wa frame in the by election we there omon fa ni agro da biara da omon make sure say what it is no it is happening and ne ochna enye ye dia into omuni time bia to waste than to rush election of Akwatia by election. You see the date na electoral commission Mensah dia babonten no dia how and they susu say na omu susu NPP for susu say sidie Mensah omone na ye adwuma achen na maame no what mama NPP for no anda andwene da ansusu da sɛ ɛyɛ Mensah ebetumi ayɛ ɔmo saa because even time no koraa a wɔde ama ɔmo no, NPP ɔmo ahoboaboa mu no ɛɛkyerɛ sɛ time no so a Mensah ne ɔmo antena ase annwene ho. Wɔankɔnsɔlte the various parties no, ɔmo NPP foɔ, ɔmo ankɔnsɔlte ɔmo ɛna Mensah abaa abɔnten ɛde date aba. Nti the same thing ɛna ɛhapene aberɛ a na election yi a ɛkɔɔ so nnansa yi a Hawa Kunsin ɔkɔgyee ne karate wɔ hɔ yi. Ɔmo fii sɛ time no a ɔmode maa wɔn no yɛ mmerɛ a na ɛmmoa wɔn because they need to prepare. The same thing na Mensah now no ɔreyɛ. The same thing na Mensah nti NPP foɔ de ɔmo di Mensah ho yaw paa sɛ maame no nneɛma ntoma kata nneɛma so. Nneɛma ɛɛkɔ so wɔ underground a maame no ɔmo susu huu sɛ maame no ɔde nsɛm nam. Biribi ɛɛkɔ so ɛwɔ maame no tenabea mu. Nneɛma bi ɛɛkɔ so wɔ maame no hɔ a ofii sɛ NDC foɔ ɛna kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo fii sɛ NDC foɔ ɛbɛfavour Mensah na watena abannwa no mu ɛnso da biara da NPP foɔ ato ɔmo ano nkuo sɛ Mensah favour bi a ɔpɛ ɛwɔ NDC foɔ no ɛnyɛ adwuma da na ɛnyɛ adwuma nso da. Kyerɛ sɛ according to NDC official na ɔrekasa no kyerɛ sɛ NPP foɔ wie a Mensah boa ma NPP foɔ wie a election 2024 no ɛwɔ Akwatia hɔnom because after sɛ ɔmo huu sɛ NDC foɔ election no ɔmo afa awie no, ɔmo declare results no a ɔmo yii results no firi hɔnom baa Accra police depot ɛhɔnom bɛdeclare NPP as a winner. Nti ɛhɔ koraa no that is not official place to declare Akwatia result no. Nti ɛhɔ koraa no to tell you sɛ they went contrary against the law. Nti sɛ na ɛba election aba a ɔmo ntwentwɛn ɔmo nan ase koraa. Fourth year a they are heading down akɔyɛ election no. Na mekae wo sɛ aha yɛ Alpha OneTV. Mɛsrɛ wo sɛ sɛ wonya subscribe to Alpha OneTV a mɛsrɛ sɛ wobɛsubscribe. Na woalike na wahyɛ na watɛne on notification bell no sɛ ɛbɛyɛ update bi a yɛbɛyɛ no wo nsa bɛtumi aka. Na mekae wo sɛ comment section wɔ nso yɛ ɔde a mɛsrɛ sɛ wobɛleave comment no bi akɔ so waa no.